So at the halfway point of our first season in charge of rebuilding Manchester United, we are second in the table, a few points behind Tottenham who are top. And today we start our FA Cup third round campaign against Huddersfield away from home. And then we have Chelsea away as well. Okay, so in yesterday's episode, we had Nottingham Forest away from home in the league, in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. We won 3-0 in that game, 2 goals from Kean Clark, 1 from Kobbie Mainoo. Then we played Southampton away from home in the league and drew 2-2. Adriano Gomez with a goal and a Lenny Yoro own goal. Remember, we are like 15 years into the future, so Lenny Yoro, who's currently a Manchester United player in real life in this universe, he's never been to Manchester United, but he did go to Southampton for £5.5 million, and they've had him for many, many years. He's now 34 years old and runs out of contract at the end of this season. Anyway, since then, we then played West Ham, who at the time were top of the table, a 1-1 draw at home against them in that game. Antonis Zaravelis getting a goal for us on 12 minutes, and then 12 minutes later, Martin Chalet equalised for West Ham. We then played Brentford and won 1-0 in the league, a Kean Clark goal, and then a 2-1 win against Wolves at home in the Premier League. Jonathan San Martin and Esteban getting the goals in them 2 games. Our performances have not been great, I'll be quite honest. I mean, West Ham, like I say, they were top of the league. At the time, I'm just kind of thinking, I'll take that. But Brentford are not particularly good. They're 19th in the Premier League at the moment. And if we have a look at the stats, we were the much better team, much better XG, much better possession and all this sort of stuff. But we only won 1-0. It was a pretty poor performance from us in terms of finishing any chances. Then we had Wolves, who are also not particularly good. They're 14th in the league. And a 2-1 win against them, where, again, we were the better team. We had a good XG, dominated possession, but we really didn't take our chances. I mean, they had 2 shots on goal and scored 1. We had 7 shots on goal, 20 shots at goal, only scoring 2. But yeah, either way, we picked up the wins, and picking up the wins is what it's all about. There is some bad news in terms of our player fitness side of things, because Dominic Osai is out injured. He's got a virus. He's out for another 3 days. But Adriano Gomez has been out for a couple of games now with a groin strain, and he's going to be out for another 7 days to 3 weeks. So that's why Zaravelis has been playing up top for us at the moment. So I don't think there's really a great deal more to show you. We're £119 million in the red. We're still overspent on our wage budget. I mean, we have got a tiny little amount. I don't know where this money comes from in our transfer budget. We've got a tiny little amount in there, so we'll move it over. It's not really made any difference, let's be honest. In terms of dynamics, team cohesion is good, club atmosphere is excellent, and managerial support is also good. But without any further ado, in today's episode, we are playing Huddersfield away. It's another episode where we're away from home in both games, and then we're going to play Chelsea away from home in the Premier League. I'm thinking I'm probably going to play, we'll play the semi-final first leg against Southampton off camera, and we'll come back and probably do either Aston Villa against Southampton or Southampton versus Brighton, probably Aston Villa versus Southampton in tomorrow's episode. But let's go over to the Matchday Centre and for the game against Huddersfield. Okay, before we get into that game, we have got the FA Cup 4th round draw to take place today. So let's get in and have a look at that. There is a lot of teams in this, and we're probably just going to click through until we find our name come out of the hat, because it could just be a bit of a while before we actually get to our name. And judging by this, there's a lot of pretty much all the teams have not actually played yet. So it does make you wonder why we're actually having the draw when all of them seem to be 2 teams versus 2 teams. So we're not really going to have a great understanding of who we're going to play, I don't think. Oh, hang on. I think I've just gone past this, actually. Right, let's just finish the draw. Where are we? We will play Millwall. If we beat Huddersfield, we've got an away tie against Millwall. I mean, you've got to feel sorry for Huddersfield and Millwall. They would have loved a home tie against us with the revenue you get from a home game in the FA Cup. But it's not. It's away from home for us, potentially against Millwall, if we can beat Huddersfield. Right, let's get into that game. Okay, so since the FA Cup draw was only a couple of days ago, we have had another injury now. Oscar Cornelia, who was originally on our subs bench, has picked up a thigh strain. He's out for 2 to 4 weeks now as well. We really don't have the squad for injuries, so we need to hope this doesn't carry on for too long. Also, Bamba Niang is away on international duty, doesn't return until the end of January, and we are only at the beginning of January now, the 4th. So the transfer window is also open, and we've had an offer come in for Kobbie Mainoo. I did it trigger an extension in his contract, so he's here for another season. The offer we had come in, as you see there, bid, was for 6.5 million from Al Nassr. I'm not prepared to sell him in January because I don't get hardly any of the money for it. I'm only going to get about 1.5, 2 million of that, so there's not really much point. Looking at it though, if we look at his wages, I mean, he's on £165,000 a week, but if he's going to go, I'd rather he goes in the summer than now, to be quite honest. But anyway, here's our team for the game against Huddersfield. We are going pretty much full, well, we are full strength. Stevanovic in goal, Tubakau left back, Aruti right back, Colombo and Chalmers in the centre of defence, San Martin, Mainoo and Ferreira in the midfield, Esteban and Clark out wide, and Zaravelis up top. So really, Zaravelis up top and Colombo in the defence is pretty much all there is stopping us from being a full strength 11. It's only because of injuries and international duty. Huddersfield are in terrible form. Looking at that, we're in strong form. So I would expect us to be able to put Huddersfield away. Robert Madley is the referee. 8 red cards. Wow. Okay. I found myself looking at that a lot more lately than what I ever used to. But yeah, 8 red cards at the halfway point of the season. I mean, he's going to be on for 16 red cards by the end of the season. That seems like a lot to me. But anyway, the first 10 minutes have gone. No one's had a shot yet. It's been a pretty dour start to this game at Huddersfield in front of, 24,000 people. I mean, 24,000 is a pretty good attendance for a team like Huddersfield, to be honest. But yeah, they've had the first highlight. It's a shot or a header that's gone over the bar from a corner. If we could actually get a highlight in a game, I'd be quite pleased with that, because at the moment we are getting nothing. It's another highlight, it's another corner, and it's again for Huddersfield. Holder's going to take it over on that right-hand side, puts the ball into the box, and they've scored. Mark Scully with the goal. This is not going according to plan. We have been awful. What is going on here? And I did say that in the 3 games we've had off camera, our performances have not been particularly good, but I didn't think that a near full strength side would be struggling against Huddersfield like we are. Here's Esteban to Kobbie Mainoo, and Kobbie Mainoo scores. It's his 5th goal of the season. Esteban with another assist pulls us level at 1-1. And my heart can calm down a little bit now, because we've at least got back into the game. There's a first shot on target. I mean, to be fair, both teams have only had 1 shot on target. They've now had 2 to prove me wrong, basically. But 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. That was a shambolic half of football. I'm not going to throw the water bottle, but I'm going to tell them I'm far from pleased. And send them back out there with their tail tucked firmly between their legs, because they need to do a lot. I mean, 1 shot on goal in a whole half of football against Huddersfield Town is not good enough. And what I'll also say is I don't particularly want a replay either, because a replay would not be very good for us. Consider, right, we're going to make some changes. We are rubbish today. What is going on? These performances, as I said before, right, Felipe, what's he? I mean, he does prefer to play in the Keane Clark position, but we'll give him a shot there. Keane Clark can come off as well. Marcus Enrique can come on there. So completely changing their team on that right-hand side. See if that can do anything for us. Well, we have a highlight. Felipe with a free kick and just gives it straight to Huddersfield. I mean, that was worth bringing him on for, wasn't it? Right, here's Kobbie Mainoo to Felipe. I kind of brought him on thinking he's being more attacking option, that Felipe on the right-hand side. Esteban gets a cross in. The keeper saves it and it goes out for a corner. Oh, yeah. For a minute then, I just thought they weren't going to show the corner. But no, here we go. So it's going to be Tubakau taking it short to Mainoo. And then it just goes out for another corner. I mean, that was a waste of a highlight, really. You might as well just skip that highlight and just start with this one. Right, Tubakau will actually put the ball into the box now. It's going to be an outswinger, which I don't like. I prefer us to do in-swingers. The ball is cleared. Enrique picks up the loose ball on this left-hand side. Gives it to Colombo. And the highlight comes to a very unsatisfactory end. Right, let's have a look at some more substitutes. Zaravelis can come off for Iglesias. And Buja Basic, I think, can come on for Ferreira. Even though Ferreira is our most potent attacking threat, he's not been particularly effective in this game. Right, we have a throw-in on this left-hand side. San Martin now goes back to Colombo. He gives it to Chalmers. Ball for Enrique. That's a good ball. It's a good opportunity. Buja Basic. Dear God. Oh, we do struggle to score goals. Right, Tubakau with another outswinger from this left-hand side. Do we not have anyone that can take an in-swinging corner? Right, here's Enrique now with the ball coming down the right-hand side, gets to cross into the box, over the top of everyone. Esteban picks it up, goes back to Colombo, and the highlight ends. Right, Tubacao with the corner from the other side. Now this, well, it would be an in-swinger. He's going to go short again to Buja Basic, to Enrique, back to Tabacao, and the header's gone just wide of the post. I mean, in the FA Cup in real life, there's no replays at the third round. I'm pretty sure in this version of the game, there is replays. And it's not really something that I want, because it's just another fixture to add on to what we're already playing. At least we've not got European football this season, so we haven't got to worry about that kind of build-up. Here's Buja Basic, ball over the top for Iglesias. Oh, a bit of a mix-up at the back there, but we couldn't take advantage of it. Huddersfield coming forward now. Buja Basic, who's been involved in the game a lot since he's come on, I have to say. Enrique to Felipe. Finds Buja Basic with the next ball, and Iglesias. Oh, for God's sake, he's missed it. Not even worked the keeper. I'm dreading playing Chelsea, I have to say, because if we're this rubbish and this ineffective at taking their chances, and that is a 1-1 draw against Huddersfield in the FA Cup third round. We will have that go to a replay. We'll have a little look at when that game is likely to take place. Oh, you just do the thing properly. Right, it's going to be after the Chelsea game, actually. Okay, so, right, we'll move on to Chelsea. We have got some news items to go through, because we've had, I mean, this is a player I'm looking at. I'm not accepting £43,000 up for. And Luton are broke as well. So I'm not even interested in the go. Bournemouth for 215,000, that's fine. That's 88 up to 200 for a 40% sell-on clause. Okay, we'll do that. But Luton can bog off. Another offer for Kobbie Mainoo. He's got a transfer value of up to 9.2 million. This goes up to 8.2 million. He's incredibly interested in talking to them. I'm going to reject it. He might come back to me saying that he wants to leave. But we will see what happens with that one. Right, let's get over to the next game against Chelsea. And here we are for the game against Chelsea. And I don't mind admitting, I am very nervous about this, because with the form we've been in, Chelsea could spank us today. We are away from home as well. Unchanged teams, Stevanovic in goal, Tubacao left back, Aruti right back, Colombo and Chalmers in the middle, San Martin, Mainoo and Ferreira in the midfield, Esteban and Kalar out wide with Zaravelis up top. I was tempted to bring Buja Basic in for Ferreira, but we'll stick with what we've got at the moment. I have had Kobbie Mainoo come and see me as well. He's not happy that I turned down his move to Saudi Arabia. We've agreed that if someone comes in with an offer of 12.5 million for him, that I will then accept it. So I think for a 34, 35-year-old Kobbie Mainoo, 12.5 million is not a bad amount of money, actually, even though he is highly rated in this Manchester United team, which probably says more about this Manchester United team than anything else. But here we go. First 10 minutes under our belt. No highlights until now in the 14th minute, and it's a Chelsea highlight. We just need to be a lot better at taking our chances, because we are rubbish at that. We really are. Like Chelsea playing it around very patiently and very nicely, keeping the ball away from us. But we're basically keeping them in their defence, slowly but surely pushing them back a little bit further. I was hoping there might have been a little bit of a mistake at the back there, but there isn't. They've played their way out nicely, and they're through the midfield, and they're up top. Jose with the shot, Francisco Jose with the goal, and I kind of do expect to lose against teams like Chelsea, because they are just that much better than us, to be quite honest. And we are now down to 5th in the table. We were 4th, I think it was, before this. Or no, it was 2nd, actually, I think. Was we 2nd? I think we was 2nd. And then we've now dropped down to 5th. But being in the top 4, top 5 is way above what is expected of us this season anyway. So we're not going to worry too much about that. We do have the ball. Oh, what have we done? Kalar. Oh, dear. That's 2-0. All I can hope is that Chelsea go easy on us, because this could hurt this game. We've got a very good goal difference. It could be a very much reduced goal difference. I mean, they've had 3 shots on target, 2 goals. We've had 2 shots on target, no goals. Again, I come back to the fact we just are not particularly clinical. We need an absolute hatful of chances just to score 1 goal. And it's going to take a lot of rebuilding this Manchester United team. It really is. And the fact that we won 41 points, at least it means we're not getting relegated this season. But that's half time. And have we even had a highlight in that half? Let me know in the comments if you can remember one, but I can't. Right, Slonina with a goal kick for Chelsea. I mean, they're probably just going to go and get their third goal now. Oh, we've intercepted it. Ferreira to Zaravelas to Collart. Goes back to Charmer. I mean, nothing like making the most of your initiative there. Just slow the game down. And they've intercepted. Oh, for God's sake. How bad are we? Oh, my word. This is the difference between playing a team like Chelsea that will take their chances and a team like Brentford and Wolves, that they will miss them opportunities. But Chelsea clearly are not going to miss them. And it is just becoming a very painful afternoon, actually. Right, here's Chelsea with another highlight. I mean, I'd love just to see us score a goal, quite honestly. That would be quite nice. San Martin to Ferreira to Mainu. Here's Esteban. Ball over the top for Zaravelas. Zaravelas scores. It's probably going to be offside. Here goes the referee, running with his hand in the air. I know not to get excited. I know it's going to be disallowed. Oh, it's been given. Oh, we have scored a goal. Zaravelas does get a goal. It's an Esteban assist. He's been getting quite a few assists at the moment. He's not scoring as many as he has done it previously, but he is getting some assists. Here's Ferreira in the midfield to Kian Collart, and he just loses it because he's useless. Now I'm starting to see why I did want to get rid of him at the start of the season, because he's been rubbish recently. And there you go, 4-1. Oh, this hurts. This hurts. This is the biggest loss we've had this season. And it is a Gerto. I'm sure I know that boy. I'm sure I know a Gerto. Denilson a Gerto. Now, I had him at Borussia Dortmund, but I can't remember if I had him when I had Borussia Dortmund in this unemployed journeyman series, or whether I bought him afterwards. We'll have a look at him after the game to see if he ever did go to Dortmund. Right, Clark, he's been on a 6. He's absolutely rubbish. I can't even change my goalkeeper because he's absolute rubbish as well. And I think Tabakal can come off for Munoz, and that'll be 2 substitutions. But the problem is we make the substitutions, we just make ourselves weaker. I mean, look at that. 5 shots on target, 4 goals. That is what you call ruthless. It really is. Right, let's make another couple of substitutions. We'll probably do the midfielders, to be fair. Just change them around. Both the central midfielders, Mainu and Ferreira, can come off. Buja Basic and Enrique can come on. Here's San Martin to Chalmers. Gives it to Enrique. Arruti finds Felipe. Ball in. Oh, what a goal. Lovely, lovely goal. Marcus Enrique scoring it. It's 4-2. I mean, we're not going to be making a massive comeback or anything, but at least it looks a little bit better. 4-2 to Chelsea. We've 50% of their chances have gone in, to be fair. I suppose that's not particularly wasteful. Ball into the box. I'll tell you what, if we'd actually got a third then, I would have started to get a bit excited that something crazy might happen. Instead, I think it's going to become 5-2. Oh no, Enrique's intercepted it. He needs runners in front of him. He finds Felipe, who just loses it. Here comes Chelsea on the left-hand side. I did say I think it's going to become 5-2. And there you go. Referee's got his finger in his ear roll. Is he going to come to their rescue and... to chalk it off. You don't need to give them that goal. They don't need a 5th goal. There you go. Well done, ref. See, me and the ref are thinking alike. If we can just see it through, Ned, I'll take 4-2. I'll take 4-2. I really will. They've had a goal disallowed and a player taken off injured. And there you have it. That is not a particularly good game for us. It's been a rubbish episode. A 1-1 draw against Huddersfield and a defeat against Chelsea. That has been terrible. We've got that game coming up next, which I'll play off camera. For crying out loud. And we'll come back in tomorrow's episode. Like I say, it'll either be Villa versus Southampton or Southampton versus... Hang on, what's going on here? Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. Well, which one is it? Right, we'll come back tomorrow for 2 games. I'm not sure when it is yet because they don't seem to know when we're playing. Surely that should say first leg. I'm very confused. Hopefully it becomes a lot clearer in tomorrow's episode. Right, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Sorry we couldn't pick up a win or play some decent football today, but hopefully we will do in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.